Tomoe's apartment is not at all like I expected it would be. For starters, it's not an absolute trash heap like it always was in my mind's eye. The place is nice, fairly modern, and probably not that cheap. She lives on the outskirts of Shinjuku, so she's a lot closer to the office than I am. That probably explains why she's usually so punctual despite her terrible work ethic. What I can gather from my first impression, she lives alone. A few photo frames near the entrance feature some family members, including a younger brother and sister. It's funny because she doesn't seem like the older sister type to me. The personal effects decorating the apartment aren't cheap and tacky, much to my surprise. I immediately get the feeling that she earns more money than I do, even though we have the same job, though. How could that be? Or else simple data entry temps, we'd surely be on the same contract and the same salary, because her parents have money. That's my guess. I suppose she's a little bit older than me. Maybe she had a well-paying job before she started working at Temujin. Or maybe she has a side job. Either way, there's no way she could afford to live here on the same salary as me.
Would you like a cup of tea? I've got oolong, green, barley, hojicha.
So many to choose from. I didn't take you as much of a tea drinker.
Well, of course I am. It's tradition, you know. Tradition's real important.
Huh. Yeah, I guess so. Hojicha for me, please.
Sure. Coming right up.
As Tomoe busies herself in the kitchen nook, I continue scanning the apartment. A fairly large TV sits atop a sleek cabinet against one wall of the living area. A comfortable-looking sofa fills most of the room, but gives way to a small kotatsu in the corner. During the winter, the kotatsu is a very valuable piece of furniture. It's a small, low table with a blanket to cover your legs. Underneath is a tiny space heater designed to warm up the enclosed area.
I like your kotatsu. I can't even fit one in my apartment.
Oh, yeah. They're great, right? Dad actually made that one for me.
Your dad made it?
I look closely at it. I don't know much about woodwork, but the whole thing looks very solid and well made. Even the blanket spread underneath the table's surface is pleasing to look at.
Probably not cold enough to flick the heater on, but feel free to sit down there if you like.
No, that's okay. I'm warm enough.
A memory of my childhood flickers at the edge of my mind like a moth dancing around a flame. Sitting at a kotatsu as a child, with a warm cup of cocoa and my big sister reading a book aloud to me. I shake my head. That was too long ago to even attempt to remember clearly, and the past never really mattered much to me anyway. Tomoe has finished pouring tea, so she sits two ceramic mugs atop the coffee table and calls out to me.
Thank you.
My roommate listens to the TV very loudly. I seem to live with people who are somewhat deaf.
So, we gotta protect you from Corpse Girl, right?
I simply
Hey, wait
nod.
a minute. If you got one of them photos, that means someone requested your death, right? This whole time, I've been thinking it's Corpse Girl that wants you dead. But that ain't right. It means that someone else just asked Corpse Girl to put you in the ground.
Yeah, that's what I figure.
She's not wrong. While Corpse Girl isn't actually after me, it's true that there is somebody who requested my death.
So who do you think it is? Who wants you dead?
Well, honestly, at first I thought it was you.
Yeah, I mean, last week I might have been tempted to chuck your photo on the website, but nah. You work right near me in the office. If you ended up dead, someone would trace it back to me, you know? I dobbed in Akane Tsurumaki because she worked way upstairs. And we never talked, save one time when I found out she's a total skank.
Oh? So you did speak to her once? What was she like?
Fucking slut, that one. We met in the lobby. I was on one of them couches doing my makeup because I was in early one morning. She walks past me, gives me one of them looks all those snooty rich people give you. You know the type, like, I'm better than you and I know it. But you know what she said to me?
What did she say?
She says this. Honey, please wait for your clients outside the building.
Huh? What did she mean?
Ugh, don't you get it? She was implying that I'm a hooker or something. Just by looking at me, she decided I didn't belong in the office building.
Ah.
It really pissed me off. I'm sick of people judging me like that. Yeah, I look different from y'all, but so what? I got my own style, so just fuck off.
So you're not a hooker?
Bitch. You're lucky I'm in a good mood.
I can't help but laugh along with her.
Sorry, I was just kidding.
Yeah, I know. You're not so bad, Noriko Kurosawa.
Thanks. You're not so bad yourself, Tomoe Watanabe.
We share another laugh and feel my tense and guarded persona slowly slipping away. This girl, this person that I detested just days ago, did I have her all wrong? We clashed countless times while working together, but now we're suddenly becoming closer. Why is that? It's almost as though some sort of maternal instinct kicked into gear inside Tomoe, and she feels the urge to keep me safe. Is it guilt over Akane Tsurumaki's death? Is it because she's happier overall now that she has a boyfriend? Does dating Shinya make her less pissed off at the world and less eager to lash out? I don't know the answer, but I'm glad we've been able to set aside our differences.
Now we've got some tea. Why don't we watch some trashy TV?
It's not exactly my preferred way to spend an evening, but Tomoe has welcomed me into her home. We've all but buried the hatchet. It's only fair that I extend a hand of friendship as offer.
Trashy TV sounds great. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Tomoe cheers and picks up the television remote with a quick flick of her wrist. I mean, besides needing to button up her shirt at the office, she's fine. June 3rd, Wednesday morning. Another dull morning in the office. The chatter of people talking on the phone, the humming of the air conditioner, the tapping of fingers against the keyboards. If I didn't have the music to drown out the white noise, I'd probably go mad from being exposed to it every day. I don't know how everyone else deals with it, but my nose is itching. Thanks to a good night's rest, I've been able to work diligently so far. I've completed a few tasks already, but there is still a lot more work to do. As I continue to pulverize my keyboard with thin and brittle fingers, I look out over the office floor to see who's around. Shinya sits at his desk, his expression scrunched up in concentration, and he absentmindedly scratches his face with the blunt end of his pen. I need a pen. Jesus, my nose. Turning my gaze, I observe the back of Tomoe's head as she works attentively at her computer. She hasn't said anything to me since we arrived at the office this morning. Because I now know that she's not the one who requested my death, I feel more at ease around her. And with the photo of my own corpse destroyed, I can put yesterday's unplanned events behind me. I need to be a bit more careful in the future. Forgetting that I planted a photo like that in Tomoe's desk, or it was an oversight I can't afford to repeat. I need to be clever, calculating, cunning. The triple C's. Corpse Girl's ambitions require me to... My nose real quick. Oh, and while I'm here, if anybody remembers when I backed into that keyboard that you can't see, but there's a keyboard right here the other day when I was reading this, I now have a massive bruise. It's great. I'm lucky that no one else was dragged into the whole mess. Imagine if I did something so stupid when trying to kill a real victim. I would have ruined the entire operation. Taking a deep breath, I clapped my cheek softly with both hands. From now on, I'm going to truly focus when carrying out my plans. All I need to do is wait for the next victim to come through the website. I'm ready for it. Finding out the identity of whoever requested my own death shouldn't be my top priority. I'm immune to Corpse Girl's wrath, of course, so unless someone decides to come at me with a knife, I'm perfectly safe. I'll check the website request this evening as soon as I get home. It's too risky to try and access it while at work. With newfound resolve, I nod to myself and look ahead to the end of the day. The flickering notification on my laptop screen prompts a wicked grin to split my face in two. One new request. I don't waste any time before opening up the details of the request. My heart begins to pound and I feel the welcome rush of adrenaline flooding through my body. Request details. Today, 10:55 a.m. local time. Victim's phone. Downloading image attachment. My eyes widen at the sight of an uploaded photo. Two people, two identical women. Twins, identical twins at that. The woman on the left is circled in red. She's obviously the requested victim, but without knowing them personally, it's impossible to distinguish between the two. They both have the same stunning features, lustrous hair, and contagious smile. This truly is an interesting request. I immediately jump to the conclusion that one twin wants the other dead. That's not the only possibility, but I'd like to think it's the case. Makes it exciting. This type of request only serves to reinforce my resolve. I can't wait to start gouging out the victim's eyes. She will leave behind a truly beautiful corpse. As I wait for my secret weapon, the database of the deceased to load up, my phone tingles beside me on the couch. It's a noise message from none other than Kojiro. Hey, you there? About last time. Hi. Hey, that guy, Eiichi Hanada, gone today. Is that so? Where did he go? Cremated. Family didn't collect him. Limited space, you know how it is. I don't quite know why Kojiro decided to tell me this. I suppose he still thinks I requested Eiichi's death, so... I see. More names? What? Want me to look up more names? Corpse Girl victims? Sorry, I don't have any more names for you. Shame. Tell me if you request more deaths. Oh, and... do you know her identity? Who? Corpse Girl? Yes. No, sorry, I don't know who she is. Okay. Is it you? Jeez, are we back to this again? No, it's not me. I'm not as clever as all that. Okay. How does she kill? I'm not sure. Okay. What do you know, LOL? All I know is that the victims receive a photo of their own corpse before they die. Everyone knows that. My dog knows that. It's her calling card. You had a request fulfilled. Tell me more. I don't know what else to tell you. Lame. Okay. By the way, I saw the photo. What photo? Eiichi Hanada photo on his phone. The calling card. Huh? How did Kojiro see it? Surely he deals with dead bodies, but surely personal possessions are removed from the deceased before they enter the morgue. I need to play it cool here and not invite any more suspicion of myself. Are you talking about the photo that Corpse Girl supposedly sends her victims? Yes. Funny thing, was definitely the guy, but photo didn't match the cause of death. Photo didn't match the cause of death. I remember crafting Eiichi Hanada's photo, of course. It wasn't all that long ago. I used a base image of a corpse with dismembered legs hanging over a power line. It was a memorable image, after all. It made a fearsome sight, but it's not something that could be easily replicated by suicide, or by murder for that matter. So I never really expected Eiichi to wind up looking like the photo. From what I read in the obituary, he died in a traffic accident. He must have been driving, or he was a pedestrian. Either way, it was likely a collision with a vehicle. For starters, cadaver still has both legs. No legs in the photo. Did you know that? No, I didn't know. I haven't seen the photo you're talking about. You haven't? Interesting. So Corpse Girl doesn't share with the requester. Hang on. Okay. So only the victim sees the photo. Here. Kojiro shares a photo in the chat. Sure enough, it's a snapshot of the corpse photo I produced for Eiichi Hanada. Eiichi? He must have copied it from the victim's phone. The photo from Corpse Girl. Compare it to this. Another photo shared in the chat, this one I haven't seen before. It's Eiichi Hanada's true corpse sprawled forward in the driver's seat of a wrecked car. Seeing a genuine corpse photo doesn't come as much of a surprise to me. After all, I've spent countless hours trawling through the database of the deceased. I've seen more than my fair share of destroyed lives. There's not too much blood in this photo. It's kind of lame compared to the gorgeous rendition of his death that I lovingly crafted. It's still not entirely evident what led to Eiichi's car collision. This very well could have been a genuine accident. For my own ego, I have to at least pretend that Corpse Girl had a hand in it. Thoughts? Real death doesn't match Corpse Girl's photo at all. Why do you think that is? I feel pretty clever and manipulative by putting the question on Kojiro. I want to lessen the suspicion on my true involvement as much as possible. You're asking me? Well, some theories. Corpse Girl's photos is a scare tactic, nothing more, but don't know where photos come from. She convinces the victims to kill themselves. What the hell? How could his very first theory be right on the money? Just who is this guy? Is he stalking me or something? Does he actually know the truth? No, he likes morbid shit. Second theory, Corpse Girl comes after victims. But a genuine accident happened first. Eiichi Hanada died before she got to him. His second theory is off the mark, but I can see why he came to that conclusion. Regardless, this is the theory I want him to believe. I think the second theory is most likely. Why would someone kill themselves from seeing a photo? Doubting my own methods like this leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Not that simple. Photo is personal and time-stamped. Adds urgency, realism. Could be effective, especially in someone anxious or gullible. He's right, of course. Although causing death in this manner was never my intention when I first started Corpse Girl's website, it's a possibility that did occur to me when Rui Hatano died. Wait a minute, how did you even get these two photos? LOL. Now she asks. Police on scene like to share. The more morbid, the better. Dead guy with corpse photo on his phone fits the bill. They sent me both photos. We played spot the difference. LOL. Disgusting. I never knew the police would be so disrespectful to the dead. Well, I can't really talk, at the very least. I'm not in that line of work. Anyway. Coffee? Huh? Get coffee with me. Yes, no? Unbelievable. This guy wants to meet up and grab coffee. Has this conversation really given him the feeling that I'm interested in him? Does he think we've bonded over the discussion of dead bodies? My dog is asking to come in. You knocked? My dog will lightly scratch the door when she wants in, just once. Like a good girl, and then she waits. For like a few minutes, then she'll do it again. She's like, Mom? Mom? I'm about to tell him no, but some part of me hesitates and halts my fingers. Kojiro has connections, the morgue, the police. It's not inconceivable that he might be be a useful tool in the future. At this stage, I'm about 80% sure he doesn't know my true identity. It might be safe to meet up with him. On the other hand, I get the impression that even if he knew who I really am, he'd only be impressed. It's a gamble. It could be beneficial, or it could lead me to being caught out. I might even get arrested for my involvement in 3 deaths. Though, is what I'm doing really illegal? I'm not so sure. But I don't think a jury would take my side. That's why I have to err on the side of caution at all times. Kojiro. Okay, let's meet. I'll type the words and hit send before I have any more second thoughts. It might be a fatal mistake, but if I'm clever enough, I can wrap him around my finger and utilize his connections. Cool. Message you tomorrow. Bye. Kojiro's status immediately changes to offline. I rest my phone on the couch and look back to the laptop screen in front of me. The smiling, beautiful face of 2 identical women stare back at me. That's right, I was about to start working on this most interesting request. I still have plenty of time before I need to go to sleep. With this thought in mind, I set about my task in high spirits. Yeah, bodies. Dead bodies.